Welcome to Chopstick Travel. I'm Luke Martin and today I'm in Sapporo, Japan. The plan for today is to take you for Sapporo's famous Miso Ramen and the famous barbecue of Sapporo called Genghis Khan. Right now I'm in Odori Park. Behind me you can see the Sapporo TV Tower. This is an iconic landmark here in Hokkaido. We're gonna go actually up to the top, take a view of the park. It's gonna be a great day, so make sure you stay tuned until the end. Let's go up the Sapporo TV Tower. It is 1,000 yen to come to the top of the Sapporo TV Tower. 90 meters tall is the observation deck, but it feels a lot taller than that. I mean, it doesn't look like it's gonna be that high, but once you get in the elevator and you start going up and keep going up and keep going up, yeah, this is really tall. And this was built in the 1950s, which is kind of crazy. You can see the entire city. You've got the incredible view of Odori Park, which is this really long park. And you can see some mountains off in the distance that even have a little bit of snow left on top. It's May right now. And yeah, the view is just absolutely incredible. They've got their own merch here for the Sapporo TV Tower merch, which is kind of cute, the little mascot they've got. And you can see absolutely every building in Sapporo. This is the center of the city. Actually, the streets are even numbered according to the distance from the TV tower. So it might say like 1 West, 1 South Street, which means 1 block west of Odori Park, 1 block south of Sapporo TV Tower. So it's very easy to get around. It's a very grid-like city. And I definitely recommend it. Only 1,000 yen to come up to the top, which is quite cheap compared to other observation decks in other places in the world. And you can also see the entire structure of the building, which is kind of cool in here.
Tower itself down there is already amazing, but then when you go up here, the view is mind-blowing.
So we're heading back down now to ground level and we're going to try out Sapporo's famous Miso Ramen. Let's go. So I've come to a place called Ramen Republic. It's actually on the 10th floor of the Esta Mall, and it's a collection of a bunch of different ramen restaurants that are all serving their own different styles. This isn't necessarily the top place to try a ramen by any means in Sapporo, but a lot of those restaurants are very quiet. Also counter bar seating, not so easy for us to film in, so we decided to come here. And I love the decorations here. It's decked out like a really old school Japanese side street or something like that. And we're gonna just look in all the different ramen restaurants now and picking one out. So Miso Ramen is a Sapporo original. It makes up one of the main categories of ramen along with shoyu, so soy sauce ramen, and shio, salt ramen. Miso Ramen is loved all across Japan, but here in Sapporo it's very famous. So I've ordered up the special Miso Ramen at this shop, and it comes with a couple unique ingredients that are particular to Hokkaido, and that is this right here, a big slab of butter. So Hokkaido is famous for their dairy products, but it's also famous for its corn. So there's some corn in here, and then this comes with all kinds of stuff. It's got slices of pork, there's some shredded leek here, some soft-boiled eggs, menma, which is the bamboo shoots, and a piece of seaweed back here. Yum. So you'll notice right away that it's quite oily, but that's how they like to do it here, because traditionally a lot of these ramen shops used to be outside here in Hokkaido, and it gets very cold here in the winter time, so a big layer of oil on top of the broth helps to seal in all of that heat so it stays warm. We're actually in a shopping mall right now, so it doesn't really matter, but luckily still got the traditional flavor. Try out some of the noodles. You can see they've got these kind of crinkle cut noodles, which really help to stick that broth to them. Let's see how my ramen slurp is. Yeah. Nice and bouncy, springy. Oh man, that miso broth has such a nice, comforting flavor, really rich and thick. I'm gonna kind of mix this butter in there, let it melt, and let me try some of this corn, which is a really famous ingredient here in Hokkaido. Nice sweet corn, a little bit of a crunch. Yum. I also just noticed there's a little bit of ginger here. Ginger, give that another mix. And this isn't quite chashu, it's kind of like thin strips of pork. Let me go for that. Dunk it in that buttery miso broth. Yeah, that's a solid bowl of noodles. One of my all-time favorite ingredients, the menma, the bamboo shoots. Try that, always got a nice crunch to it. Pickled, but it's still got a nice solid crunch to it, but it's all about this miso broth. All that oil floating to the top, but that miso gives it such a richness. Yeah. All right, it's really good. This would be amazing on a cold winter day. A key component to any good bowl of ramen is a very softly boiled egg, and just cut through it with the chopsticks for a quarter. That yolk should just melt away in your mouth. This one's pretty good. Yum. So the corn and the butter addition is very Hokkaido specialty, but it's definitely not traditional. Actually, a traditional bowl of miso ramen will have no chashu, no sliced pork. It'll have actually ground pork and a lot of bean sprouts in it. This one's special version with a couple ingredients that are famous to Hokkaido, the butter and the corn. Very solid bowl of ramen. Interesting to have it with the butter and corn. Like I said, there's definitely better bowls of ramen in Sapporo. This place, Ramen Republic, is just cool to check out. It seems like it would be touristy, but it was just filled with locals. I didn't see any tourists here whatsoever. The prices are reasonable. You don't have to wait in line, so it's definitely a good option. So we just took a taxi across town to the Sapporo Beer Museum. It's housed in this really beautiful old building with a brick architecture on the outside, and of course Sapporo is famous for its namesake, Sapporo Beer. But that's not the only thing you can taste here at the Sapporo Beer Museum. They also have a beer garden that sells Genghis Khan, a special type of Hokkaido lamb barbecue. So we're gonna go inside, drink some beer, eat some barbecue. It's gonna be great, so let's go. Okay, so we didn't know, but we have to get a reservation, so we just made our reservation. It's gonna be about a 90-minute wait, but this place is expansive. There's a lot of different buildings, and I think there should be a little cafe that we might be able to order a beer while we wait for dinner. So at the cafe here, they have a little vending machine which you order your beer from. So put my money in, and then we're gonna go for the Sapporo Classic. And I guess you get a little ticket, give it to the woman. All right, got our beer. Not gonna lie, I think you'd be shot dead in Canada if you poured a beer like that with that much head on it. But this is Sapporo Classic beer, which is only available in Hokkaido. So they use like premium malts or something for this classic beer, Sapporo beer. It's not the normal Sapporo beer. This is different. But I'm gonna wait a second to let this head cool off a little bit. It's very smooth, very, very smooth. I can say without a doubt that the Sapporo Classic is smoother and better overall than the regular Sapporo beer. That's why a lot of people, when they come to Hokkaido, they like to bring back a 6-pack or something of Sapporo Classic back home with them. Not only can you not get it in other countries, but you can't get it in other parts of Japan, only in Hokkaido. So that was only about an hour wait instead of an hour and a half, and we are in the Sapporo Beer Garden now for the famous Genghis Khan. So I don't really know why it's called Genghis Khan. You let me know down in the comments if you know. This place is absolutely packed. It is so smoky in here. Thank you. Gotta have it with beer, of course. So I ordered up 5-star, which is actually only available here at the Sapporo Beer Garden. Where was I? So it's a lamb barbecue, almost kind of like a Korean barbecue. You can see the grill right here in front of us. We're gonna get our meat here in a bit. You can order all you can eat, but we've gone with just a couple a la carte menus. Let's try this. Oh, our foods, everything's coming really fast. Also very smooth. So here are our slices of lamb, and they've given us a big chunk of fat here too, so I'll grease this up. And while I do a little cooking here, I'll tell you a story about this dish, which is pretty interesting. It goes back to World War II. The Japanese fighter pilots, the Air Force, they needed warm jackets. So what they did was they imported a bunch of sheep. They started breeding a lot of sheep because they wanted fleece. And they used the fleece to stay warm. The fighter pilots use it to stay warm. But Japanese don't actually eat lamb that much, and back then they didn't eat it at all. After World War II ended, all of the fighters came home from different parts of the world, including Mongolia, and they had to learn how to cook the mutton, not lamb, sorry, mutton, this is mutton, properly without having the smell that you get with mutton, which is sometimes quite strong. That's the story of it, and now it lives on today, especially here in Sapporo, and that's cooking really, really fast. That is a super hot grill. Like I said, similar to Korean barbecue or like yakiniku. I'll cook this up, and then we'll have it with some of the sauce that she's given us. Oh, it smells good, but I didn't need to start cooking to smell it. You can smell it in here. It is absolutely filled with smoke in here. Look at that. That is looking delicious already. Yum. Oh. I see people putting them all around the exterior. Put some cabbage, some bean sprouts, some onions, and then all that oil kind of drips off and flavors all those veggies. Oh, that doesn't need too long, I wouldn't say. It said it's Australian mutton. Woo-wee. All right, let's dig in. All right, I think this all looks just about done. Take it off the grill. It smells so good. And then grab my chopsticks here, and they've given us a sauce back here, which I'm not totally sure what kind of sauce it is. Genghis Khan sauce, I guess. Let's go for a dip. Oh yeah, full submerge. Yum. Oh man, tender, very tender. You definitely do get a hint of the mutton, but that's what it's all about. Super smoky. Everything in here is smoky. That sauce has a very strong garlic flavor. It's quite a thick sauce. Let's go in for one more bite. Oh, yeah, that's awesome. Awesome. Just thin cuts. You can really go generous with this sauce. It's delicious. Piece of onion.
Also, whenever you have this kind of DIY style barbecue here in Japan, be it yakiniku or Genghis Khan, it's always fun to just kind of sit here with your friends, drink beer, cook, and then the beer here, of course, super fresh. I mean, they make it on site, and some of the beer is limited only to this beer garden, like the 5-star here. All right, I need to focus on not burning this meat. Get this nice and oily, nice and greasy. It just completely melts that piece of fat. And then over here we've got some marinated Genghis Khan, marinated with miso. So let's put this all on there. Super hot. Oh yeah. Man, that smells so good. This is really tasty, guys. I love it. And the atmosphere in here, crazy. Lots of people, packed. So I definitely recommend make a reservation before you come, unlike we did, or you'll have to wait and drink lots of beer with the locals. There's tons of people here. Everybody's having a good time. It's only Wednesday night, and this stuff doesn't take long because the cuts are really thin. And I can smell the miso on that one. Kind of tangy smell to it. Let's try this miso marinated. You definitely can taste the miso. Wow. I can't believe how tender it is. It literally takes a minute and a half to cook each piece. Let's chase it with some of these veggies. Kind of burnt some of them. Bean sprouts, cabbage. Yeah. Gotta try this when you come to Sapporo. Also, the building that we're dining in is just so cool. Brick walls, inside of like a brewery. It feels so cool. We were pretty full from the miso ramen, so we went with a la carte and not all you can eat, but we're slightly regretting that now because it's really small pieces of meat, so I would recommend the all you can eat if you come here. We just ordered these frozen cuts. They're like round cuts. Let's try the frozen cuts. This sauce is so good. You can really drench it. That cut is a lot thicker and it tastes less fatty, less oily. That was really good. I definitely recommend it. However, I think the price is kind of crazy, like $1,700 for one plate of a couple thin strips of mutton. And usually mutton's not too expensive, but that's it. Good day here in Sapporo. Make sure if you haven't already, subscribe, hit the bell icon so you're notified, and I will see you guys on the next episode of Chopstick Travel. Bye.